Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the books I have read so far in quarantine. I've seen this video going around YouTube for a little while now. Specifically, booktubers that I personally watch have been doing this video a lot, and I thought it sounded if I could talk, like a lot of fun. So I wanted to do it as well. Unlike most booktubers that have done this, I don't have 50 books to show you. I have not read a ton during quarantine. My quarantine's been a little rough. For those of you who do not know me, hi, how are ya? Hope you consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already and joining our family. But for those of you who don't know me, I have fibromyalgia among other autoimmunes. So I am in pain a lot. And I have been in a constant flare of pain since like the end of January, off and on. I actually started physical therapy this week, hoping to combat the pain a little bit so I can move a little easier. So I haven't done a lot of reading. And because of that, I don't have nearly as many books to show you guys, but that's okay because we're keeping it real here on my channel. Okay, no hair done, no makeup. I look like crap. I feel kind of crappy, but I really wanted to do a video for you guys anyways because I'm tired of telling you guys like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a video, and then I don't do it, and then I feel really bad because I feel like I lied, but I just don't have the energy to do it. So we're just going to roll with it, you guys, and hopefully you guys will appreciate the realness that I'm showing you and portraying to you. I've had it rough the past pretty much 2020. That goes for everybody, I know. But like 2020 really sucks. Anyways, so books that I have read. There are not very many. Books I've read during quarantine. 2 of these are library books. I'm going to talk about them first because I don't have the physical copies here with me. The first of those is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. This book I gave 5 stars. I'm not going to talk about my rating system for every book, but I just wanted to let you guys know I did rate this one on Goodreads. I gave it 5 stars. I am usually not a strictly purely romance reader, but everybody that I watch anyways has been talking about this book and has been loving this book, and I finally decided to pick it up, and I loved it, you guys. I don't know what it was about this book, but I highly enjoyed this book. Like, highly, highly enjoyed it. I finished this book in like 4.5, 5 hours. I flew through this book, you guys. It was really good. It's about a girl named Stella who has autism. She's on the autism spectrum, and she wants to go all the way, learn how to enjoy it, all that kind of stuff. So she hires a male escort to help teach her the ways, and romance ensues. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But it is a very good book, and you guys should pick it up. It is very funny. I laughed out loud several times reading it. Sorry. I'm also holding my phone, hence the shakiness. But it's a very good book, and if you guys haven't read it, I highly suggest you do, even if you don't like romance, because it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. The second book I read, I actually read more recently from the library, and that is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I am going to get crap for this, you guys, but I didn't really care about this book. I enjoyed it, I guess. Like, I read the whole book. I didn't DNF it, so that's gotta say something, right? But I was not a humongous fan. I kind of saw the twist coming. So it wasn't really surprising to me. I kind of expected it. But I didn't know a ton. Like, I didn't spoil myself. I didn't know a ton going into this book. But that twist, I kind of expected it. Like, I just had the feeling that something along those lines was going to happen, and it did. So that wasn't really a surprise to me because I kind of felt like it was going to happen. I don't know what it was about the book in particular. I just didn't find as much enjoyment out of it as everybody else seems to. And You know, we're all allowed to have differing opinions. That is the beauty of us all being different and having different views. We all have different opinions and we can all respect that. So, this one wasn't it for me, but that is not to say that it is not it for you if you haven't read it. By all means, any of the books I talk about, whether I like them or not, please make that call yourself if you want to read that book or not. Let me adjust my camera here in my hand. Anyways, please make that judgment call for yourself if you decide you want to read the book or not. Don't leave it up to me, like fully, or any other booktuber. Always make that judgment call yourself. This one just wasn't it for me, you guys. I'm sorry. I know. I'm all over the place today. I'm also trying to hold my phone in my hand awkwardly, which is why it's moving so much. It'll be okay, you guys. We'll get this figured out. I'll find a good, comfortable position to hold this. Hopefully this position will work for the rest of the video. But anyways, this book, it is basically about a, she retired, actress, named Evelyn Hugo, and she is being interviewed by a woman named Monique Grant, who works for a newspaper company, and who is like, you know, she wants to get her big break, her big piece for journalism, and thinks that by interviewing Evelyn Hugo, this is the way to go. Not to mention Evelyn Hugo personally requested her to be her interviewer. So, you know, and they go on a tangent of things that she's done, her husbands, her life with them, and then other things. So we are, that's where we are. Sorry, my kids were. I was trying to make sure that they were okay. They are okay. Anyways, yeah, it was an okay book. Not the greatest book for me, but that is my personal opinion. Again, make your own decisions. I'm going to stop rambling now and move on to the next book. The rest of these books are all physical copies, so I can actually show you the books. So the first book I picked up physical copy-wise was Carrie by Stephen King. This lovely hardcover. It's an older one. I got the yellowed pages and everything, and it even smells old. I got this from, I don't even remember. Look, it's just a long time ago I got this book. I don't remember where I got it from, but like the pages, my camera's not picking it up too well, but they're super yellowed. I love that about old books. Anyways, Carrie. Most people know about this book. It is about a girl named Carrie who has telekinetic powers. Excuse me. Has telekinetic powers, and she's bullied in school a lot, and she ends up using those telekinetic powers in not so good ways. We'll leave it at that. This book, I love it. This is the first time I've ever read Carrie. I've watched the film adaptations multiple times. Love them. First time I've actually sat down and read Carrie. I've actually never read a Stephen King book before. Even though I really enjoy the adaptations of his books, I've never actually read one of his books. So, I read Carrie. Really, really enjoyed it. I actually flew through this one pretty quickly. And this is also one of the books that, like, kind of got him started, per se. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Recommend it if you are a Stephen King fan, or if you like the movie adaptations of Carrie. Definitely give this a shot. It was really good. I enjoyed it. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is actually technically 6 books. It's split into 6 books, 6 parts, but it is one book. And it is The Green Mile. So I have all 6 parts. And they're very small. But I have all 6 parts. I read all 6. Maybe like a month ago. So part 1 is called The Two Dead Girls. Then we have part 2, which is The Mouse on the Mile. Part 3 is called Coffee's Hands. Part 4 is The Bad Death of Eddard Delacroix. Part 5 is Night Journey. And then part 6 is Coffee on the Mile. If you are at all familiar with The Green Mile, by the way, these are Stephen King, obviously, you can tell. If you're at all familiar with The Green Mile, I'm sure you guys know how that ends. It is a very, very sad ending. And I was very emotional when I watched the film adaptation of The Green Mile. It still is one of my absolute favorite adaptations of Stephen King. Of Stephen King's work. But I can't bring myself to rewatch it multiple times. I think I've only watched it maybe 3 times. But it is one of my favorites. It definitely sticks with you. This is about a man named John Coffey who is wrongly convicted of murder and is put on death row. There's a supernatural twist in it, in the book. And I don't really want to say anything else, but it is definitely an emotional ride. So if you are somebody who gets emotional when you're reading books, please keep that in mind, that this is an emotional book. And I did cry at the end. I ugly cried at the end, even though I knew it was coming because I've seen the movie adaptation several times, but it's really sad. But it's it is definitely very much worth reading if you haven't read it. I'm trying to get into Stephen King. Can you tell? Those are the only 2 Stephen Kings I've read so far. I did buy, I think I mentioned in my last video, I did buy like 4 more Stephen King books, but I haven't read any of them yet. But I am planning on to. I cannot talk today. I am planning on reading them at some point in the near future. So yeah, Stephen King. Great author. I know why a lot of people love him. I also can see a little bit on why some people don't like him. I'm kind of in the middle. I like him, but I don't like him, but I like him. But he rambles a lot, just like I do. So I guess I can kind of connect with that a little bit. But I've heard he throws his own views in like politics and stuff later on in his work, and I may not be a fan of that, but we'll see. We'll see. So on to the next book I read. This one, you guys, I was really, really disappointed in. I kind of don't even want to talk about it because I was so disappointed in it, but I guess I need to talk about it anyways. This is a newer release. It was released last month, I believe. And that would be Midnight Sun by Stephenie Meyer. I tried annotating because I'm like, I want to learn how to annotate. Like, I want to try annotating a book. And you guys see all the further I annotated at. And then I gave up on annotating it. But anyways, Midnight Sun by Stephenie Meyer. This is the next release that she released for the Twilight series. I read the Twilight series so long ago. I was a teenager back then. Little baby back then. And I loved Twilight because vampires. And I love vampires. And I will pretty much read anything if it has to do with vampires. So, of course, when Twilight first came out, and I realized it was a vampire book, I was like, I have to read it. And then I got hooked. Like 15-year-old me, or however old I even was back then, got hooked. Next book came out, and I read it immediately. And same with the rest of them, the whole way through the series. And I was like, oh, Twilight, whatever. You know. And so then I knew she was talking about Midnight Sun. It's been a conversation piece for years at this point. And I didn't know she'd ever release it. She finally did, obviously. So I immediately picked it up. The day of release, went and picked it up. And immediately started reading it. So excited to get back into the world. So excited to re-find and rekindle my love of Twilight from so many years ago. And you guys, I wish I didn't buy this book. I did not enjoy this book. I did read it. I did not DNF it. I read it. I did not enjoy it. Um, it was just so boring to me. This book, her writing this book almost seems like a cash grab in a way. Like, oh, Twilight made me so much money. Let's just spout this crap out and make money because Twilight. So I almost feel like I got gypped, like I got ripped off as an older Twilight fan, who I've been waiting for, like, I've been wanting a continuation to the story for a while. And then to get this, I just felt like I was ripped off. This seemed like a cash grab. It was really boring. There wasn't a lot of interesting bits and pieces in it. Bella in the first Twilight book was a little insufferable with the whole, I want him to kiss me, but he could kill me. He's dangerous. And then in this book, Edward is like, I want to kiss Bella, but I'm dangerous and I want to drink her blood and kill her, blah, 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 blah. Over and over and over again. Like, I swear, mentions how fragile she is and how much he wants to kill her and how alluring her blood smells to him every 10 pages. You don't need to dedicate a whole paragraph every 10 pages to the same fucking thing. I don't want to say don't waste your money on it, but like, don't waste your money on it. You know? You get it? Can we be done talking about this? I think we're done talking about this. The last 3 books that I read are all to the same series. And if you are not new to my channel, you have heard me talk about this series multiple times before. I adore this particular book series. It is an adult vampire series. It has vampires. It has action. It has murder. It has romance. There are sex scenes in it. It is an adult series after all. And that is the Black Dagger Brotherhood series by J.R. Ward. So, I read the next 3 books I needed to read in this series. I am far behind in this series, you guys. Don't come at me. I'm working my way through it, but I'm going at my own pace, so I don't get burned out on reading it, because there are a lot of books and novellas and whatever to this series. It is phenomenal, and I fall in love with a new character every freaking book. I swear to you. So, the first book I picked up in this series this year. Sorry. I have a hair in my mouth, which is very uncomfortable. There we go. Anyways, first book I picked up in this series that, for this year was Lover Unleashed. This book in particular follows a member of the Brotherhood named Vicious. It follows his twin sister, Pain. For the most part, she's like the main, kind of mainish vampire that it follows in this particular book. I loved reading about her. She is a badass female. Super freaking strong. She loves to fight. I don't know if she loves to fight. She enjoys fighting. Let's just say it how it is. She enjoys fighting and she knows she can kick your ass, whether you're male or not. Like, I love her. She's a badass. So I heavily enjoyed reading about her in this book. And she's gorgeous and she's funny and she's badass. I've said that many times already. And I love her. She is just, I love her. In this book in particular, the vampire, or a new character that I kind of was like, he sounds pretty cute, was a character that I've already heavily enjoyed in his own book, and that was the character of Vicious, which is Payne's twin brother. I love him. He's just, I love him. Anyways, so yeah, heavily enjoyed this book. Definite 5 out of 5. So far, almost every one of these books has been 5 out of 5, except for the next one I'm talking about. You'll find out in a minute. But I love every single one of these books. Every single one of these books have been enjoyable for the most part. The next book in this series that I read this during quarantine is Lover Reborn. This book follows a member of the Brotherhood named Torment as the main vampire character that it follows. This one was a kind of a miss for me. I think I gave this one like a 4.5, like a 4 to 4.5 star rating on Goodreads. I'm just not a huge fan of Torment. And I also don't like the character that he gets with, I guess. I had this same problem in a previous book in this series, which was called Lover Enshrined, which followed a member of the Brotherhood named Fury and the woman he gets with, and I didn't like the woman, period. Found her very annoying. And still don't like reading from her point of view when she does come up. So, yeah, I don't know. This one was less enjoyable, but that's because I didn't enjoy the character as much. So far, I have loved every member of the Brotherhood and just absolutely enjoyed reading from their perspective, but this particular character I didn't find as much enjoyment out of, so this one took me a little while to get through. But, I mean, they're still worth reading. By all means, please don't let that deter you from reading this series. These are still really good books. And then the final book that I read so far this year, which I actually just finished yesterday, is Lover at Last. This book follows another member of the member of the Brotherhood. He fights with the Brotherhood. He fights alongside the Brotherhood. He helps them fight the Slayers and kick ass. And his name is Quinn. And this follows him. Girls, no. Kids. Anyways, this follows him. And I love him. He has always been a favorite of mine. I love him. But this particular book goes more into detail on another vampire whom we haven't gotten a ton of interaction with yet. But I know we will because they're setting up a plot for him. And his name is Asael. Girls, I'm excited. I know other people have said, like, oh, you wait until later in the series. Because I'm in groups for this series on Facebook. And, of course, everyone gushes about the series all day long in those groups. And everyone's like, if this actor, or if these books could be made into movies, this is the actor I would choose to play this character, or this character, or that character, or whatever. But I'm telling you guys, like, Asael, I love him. I cannot wait to get to know more about him. He's very mysterious to me. Sounds very cute. Dare I say sexy? I think so. He sounds very sexy. I am very excited to read more about him. But I was also just enjoying this book in general because I also find Quinn to be Quinn is definitely not mysterious. He kind of just lays it all out on the table, and if you don't like it, you can kiss his ass. Like, that's the kind of vibe we got. And I love that about him because I'm very much the same way. I'm very blunt. I'm very much, you take what you get, and if you don't like it, whatever kind of a person. But I don't know. I love Quinn, but Asael, I think Asael is maybe one of my new favorites for what I've read about him so far. But yeah, just finished this bad boy yesterday. This is a whopping 580 something pages, I think. 591 pages. So I just finished this book yesterday. And it was definitely... I cried at the end. I haven't cried at the end of a book since... Well, I did cry at the end of Green Mile. Even though I knew the ending of that one. But, like, I don't cry at the ends of books. I don't cry during books very often. But this book made me cry at the end, and it wasn't crying because I was sad. It was crying because I was so goddamn happy about something that transpired at the end of the book that surprised me, but also I expected, but also I didn't expect to happen right away, but also I was so happy that it did. I don't want to spoil it, but, like, it was definitely happy tears. I happy teared in this book. Again, guys, if you have not picked up this series, what are you waiting for? Please go pick it up. It is so worth reading. The first book in the series is called Dark Lover. Please go pick it up and start reading the series, you guys. We need to gush together. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Yeah, that's it. So that's all the books I've read during quarantine so far. I'm getting ready to start a new book today. I'm going to read The King, which is part of the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. That is the next book in the series I need to read. So I'm going to start reading that one today. And then I think I might peruse my Libby app and my Overdrive app for the library and see if I can find maybe a couple of ebooks to read. I placed a hold on The Silent Patient, and I placed a hold on... What was the other book? What was it? Turn of the Key. So I placed a hold on those, and hopefully those holds come through soon. Otherwise, that is pretty much it. So I've been rambling long enough, you guys. Again, super happy to be back. I know I haven't been making a ton of videos lately, but, like, it takes time for me to read, for me to read books. And unfortunately, as a primarily booktuber-ish YouTuber, I need to read to have content. I also haven't been playing very many games lately, except for, like, I've been playing Animal Crossing on my Switch, but I don't know how to record that, and I don't have the setup to record that screen, so I don't know how to share that with you. But, like, I haven't really been playing many other games. Hence, I have not been streaming lately. But streaming is a thing that I do when I get a chance. And I stream usually with my husband. We play games together. We play a lot of Call of Duty. We play Destiny. We play... there's a newer-ish game that came out called Grounded that we were playing. What's some other games we play? Call of Duty, Destiny, Grounded. We play zombie games, like different zombie games, like, oh my god. I can't even think of what I was gonna say now. Dead Island. We've played Dead Island. Just other games. Anyways, so I play a lot of different games. I haven't streamed in, I think it's been like 3, maybe 4 weeks. Has it been a month? I think it may have been about a month since I've streamed. But I'm planning on streaming more. I just got a new mic. I grabbed one of these bad boys. It's a Blue Ball USB mic for streaming. I also updated my camera, and I also got new streaming software for capturing and stuff. Wink, wink. So, streaming will resume soon. All my links for all my socials will be down in the description box below. That is my Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. And my Goodreads. All will be linked down below. As per usual, they usually are in every video that I do. So you can always feel free to reach out to me or tag me on the socials. And we will have discussions on the socials. And if you have not yet, but you would like to join the family, please consider hitting that subscribe button below. Like the video. Leave your comments. You guys, what have you been reading during quarantine? I would like to know. Let's start a discussion. I will see you guys in my next video. That's it for now. Goodbye.